Psylocke was the first character that I played in Marvel Rivals before I started taking Spider-Man seriously, and now that I've hit GM, I'm starting to give this character more and more playtime because, simply put, Spider-Man really does not work well in GM. I've seen success in Grandmaster lobbies to the point where I'm confident saying my Psylocke is pretty on par with my Spider-Man. And that being said, let's get right into the guide and show you how you can instantly become a better Psylocke player or learn this character in general. Let's get right into it. Starting off with combos, I think combos are way too looked into with this character. I don't think you're really going to rely on combos all too often. That being said, there is one combo I feel as if I have to show you because it can be good in certain situations, but I don't find myself using it too much. Left click, right click, dash is going to kill 250 health characters just like that. The only problem with this combo, because it does only use one dash, so you'd think it'd be pretty consistent, is you have to hit both ticks of the left click, the right click, and the dash, which is kind of going to be difficult, especially if you aren't in training mode and your opponent is actually moving around. That being said, this combo does definitely have its applications. Now this one, the same as the other one, obviously, it is going to be kind of difficult to hit, especially when your opponent is moving, but the main problem with this combo is you're pretty much removing your bailout option, which is this dash. I will talk more about that later, but having a dash is extremely valuable. Next is a one-shot combo that every single Psylocke player needs to know. It is her go-to combo, the combo you need to be doing 99% of the time. I've heard it be said that it requires some intense timing. That is really not the case. All you do is hold left click the entire time and start spamming right click after the first two ticks that look like this. 1, 2. After that, just spam right click and keep holding left click. So 1, 2, and now you're just spamming right click as you're holding left click. And what this is going to do is shoot and retract the shurikens. This does a ton of damage combined with the left clicks. 1, 2, right, bam, bam. Just like that, man. So let me just show you again. I'm going to hold left click, and after the first two bursts, I'm going to continue to hold left click, but I'm going to spam right click. 1, 2, bam. Kills extremely fast, especially on 250 health characters, just like this. 1, 2, bam, dead. It's so simple. You should be able to learn it within 5 minutes in the practice mode. To be completely honest with you, it might actually kill faster than the actual one-shot combo. I mean, there's really no situation where I'm not just going like this with this character. She's extremely easy in that regard. The next thing I want to talk about is how to engage different types of characters, specifically how to engage characters that can one-shot you or two-shot you. This is something that took me way too long to find out. I kept trying to go like this, sit right here, and then guess what? Before I can get that combo off, this guy was shooting me in the head and taking all 250 of my health, and I'm popped. That is when I figured, let me start using the invis. So for characters like Hawkeye, Gila, I would recommend using your invis to get in their face, and you're going to be so close to them and killing them so fast and dashing around to the point where they're not even going to be able to kill you. Quick intermission. Did you know 98% of you guys watching this right now aren't subscribed? I made up that number, but you're probably not subscribed, are you? So make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Rivals content. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. Oh wait, I'll give you like 4 seconds. Go subscribe. Okay, the same thing goes for characters like Gila, who can not only two-shot you, but also have a bailout option. I have to play my role as an assassin, go invisible, go into her face, and try to kill her before she can even react. If I kill her that fast, unfortunately for her, she's not going to be able to two-shot me, and she's probably not going to be able to react and turn into a bird. I honestly feel the exact same way about every healer in this game. There's been controversy with this character about whether or not you should use your invis to engage, because it's kind of a scrub option, especially when you consider you're getting rid of one of your important tools, one of your important bailout options. However, I'm of the mindset that if you can take a healer out of the game, it doesn't even matter if you die at that point, because you're already helping your team win. So I will go invis to engage with healers, but it also depends on the situation. I will try to utilize off angles on certain characters, just depending whether or not my team is in perfect sync. If we're grouped all together, I won't overcommit and go in there against 6 people, but if everyone is spread out, I don't think it's too harmful to turn invisible, try to target a healer, and then get out of there, especially if you have a bailout route available. For example, let's say I go invisible and I kill this Spider-Man, and now I can bail out to this high ground right here, and let's say my team is just like right here or something. I'm okay, I got the pick, and I use my dash to bail out, and now I can eventually get my invis back. I also think it's worth noting that if you dash into someone while they're hit with your right click, it is going to retract the shurikens and do a ton of damage. This is worth noting because let's say you're at an off angle and you already have someone kind of low and you need to kill them quickly. That can be a good option, especially if you can keep another dash in the reserve and get to safety. You don't want to be scared to use your dash. It is just very important that you always have one dash on you, because that one dash is your lifeline, very similar to playing someone like Black Panther. Once you run out of movement with this character, you are a sitting duck at 250 health and you are essentially going to die. So what kind of character is Psylocke? Well, like I just talked about in how to approach certain characters, this character is someone who is supposed to be utilizing her off angles. People like to argue that Psylocke is a drop hero, and I could not disagree more with that. I think Psylocke is an assassin. What is the difference? Well, at least in my eyes, an assassin is someone like Moon Knight, who utilizes off angles more than just diving in and trying to quickly get a pick before getting out. I don't think Psylocke is someone you should be dashing in, trying to get a pick, and then dashing out. I think you need to be utilizing off angles like this, picking people down, doing damage, slowly farming people, and using your invis to quickly get a pick, or rather assassinate someone before getting out. I don't think the opponents should know where you are at any time, and I think that is the difference between Psylocke and a drop hero. I think with Spider-Man, when I dive in on a healer, I'm very clearly right here. The entire other team can see me. However, with Moon Knight, I am relying on quickly getting a pick from an unknown angle and then not being in that much harm, really. I think another argument for Psylocke being more of a assassin archetype than a drop hero is just how much damage she can actually do when she is with her team and when she is trying to attack tanks and get tanks low. This is something that I do a lot with this character that I think every Psylocke needs to utilize. You can melt down a tank's health bar very fast. I wouldn't have done that much damage if I didn't have no cooldowns on, but look at that. Look at how much I just did in one burst to this group. What this can mean is if your team is all shooting at this guy and all of a sudden you come in with one burst like that, he could get melted before the healers can do anything about it. This is something I think you should be doing from far away, because another thing we need to talk about is the fact this right click is like a shotgun spread. So the farther away you are from a small opponent, you're not going to get a good spread. But someone like Groot, even if I'm this far, I can still kind of hit most of my shurikens. Now I want to break down each individual ability, how I use them, what they do, etc. man. Starting off with the right click or the shuriken retraction. So you're going to shoot out these shurikens that have more spread the further away that you are, and when you retract them, you are going to do damage, as well as when you first hit them, you are going to do damage. As I mentioned earlier, by dashing into your opponent, you will automatically retract the shurikens, causing a ton of damage because you have the dash plus the retraction. You also get bonus health when you first hit the shurikens. As you can see, I'm now at 300 health. These shurikens are best used in combos like I mentioned earlier, or when you're from a neutral distance from the enemies just trying to do a ton of damage. Obviously, you can throw them out because they're on a big cooldown. Next, you have the dash. You should always have one dash in your inventory for retreating at all times. You should never get greedy and use that second dash unless you are going to secure an elimination on a healer and you are confident you are going to be able to escape with your invisibility. But you don't want to rely on your invisibility because people can see you for a short amount of time after they hit you while you're invisible, causing some deaths if they get lucky with their first hit. So you always want to have a dash if possible, but you do want to use this first dash for a few things. The first thing is doing damage. Sometimes you get someone low, but you don't quite finish them off. And what you can do is you can dash to secure the elimination. The second thing you want to use the dash for is getting into positions like this. If you want to get above your opponents, if you want to get to the side of your team, etc., the dash can be a great tool for finding off angles like that. But you do want to keep the second dash in your inventory. Next is your invis. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, you can use this for attacking people, getting right in their face, and then one-shot comboing them, or you can use the invis for escaping. But as I mentioned earlier, they still can sometimes find you if you invis in front of them and they get lucky. You can also invis into a dash. You can dash into a invis depending on what you're looking to do. Maybe you want to attack someone, maybe you want to use your ult. The invis is a great tool with many uses, but you do want to keep a dash and optimally your invis to secure the fact you are going to get away from a situation if you are about to die. There's a huge cooldown for both my dash and my invis, but when you hit left clicks, as you can see, my cooldown actually does go down a little bit. That is why it is pretty good with this character to be with your team sometimes and just be picking apart opponents, forcing them to heal each other with your left click, because you can recover your cooldowns, you can do a little bit of damage, etc. Even though it doesn't do too much on its own, it's going to help you out. I hope this video helped you become a better Psylocke. If you think it did, then leave a like, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Rivals content, and leave a comment and let me know what rank you got after watching this video. Appreciate y'all watching. See y'all later.